vaccine and mask mandates, vaccine passports, expanded emergency powers, and gain-of-function research. You guys know dangerous gain-of-function research is the whole reason that we had the COVID-19 pandemic in the first place. We should not be engaging in gain-of-function research ever, let alone funding it. There should be a law against it. No one should be engaging in this kind of research. The CR mandates the establishment of no fewer than 12 biocontainment laboratories to research emerging infectious diseases. Again, this is what got us COVID-19. We have billions for big pharma, billions for Ukraine.
Look at this. Look how many pages this is. It's 1,500 pages. They released it last night. We're supposed to read it and vote on it today, but no one read it. They tried to write into law that no one's allowed to look at Congress's emails. So if I get a subpoena, you get a subpoena, we have to hand our emails over. But Congress, if they get a subpoena, they don't have to. So if Trump wants to investigate the January 6th committee to find out what happened, you can't see the politicians' emails. If Nancy's texting Paulie P about investment opportunities, no one's allowed to see it. Congress just tried to write a law that puts them above the law. Congress is also funding a censorship program. They're giving money to the State Department to censor things that they don't like online. We're funding Congress to take away our free speech. And remember, vax mandates, they're back. Congress is funding more vax mandates. You know, for the next pandemic. The section of the bill is called Pandemic Preparedness. Gain of function, you know, the risky experiments that flew out of Wuhan and killed 1 million of us. Congress is trying to fund gain of function research again. I'm sure not here in America. I'm sure we funded it to some other country like Ukraine or China, somewhere in Africa. Oh, no, 12 new biolabs that won't leak, they swear. And 100 million goes to migrant farm workers. Why don't the farms pay the migrants? Not sure. Gavin's vineyard needs us to pay his migrants to pick his grapes. He's not making enough money from wine. He needs a subsidy. Why are we paying for Gavin Newsom to get paid? He can't get paid without our help. Must not be very good wine. But I'm willing to test it if he sends me some. And this is a 5-year, $100 billion contract. Once this thing passes, Doge can't touch it. Bill's also woke. It changes the term offender to justice-involved individual and homeless to an individual experiencing homelessness. Who wrote this bill? The Republicans have the majority. I swear to God, the squad wrote this thing. Doesn't stop there. Remember Obamacare? You hate it, right? So does Congress. But now Congress gets to opt out of Obamacare. You're not allowed to opt out. Congress, the people who wrote Obamacare into law, they don't like it. So they're opting out of it because they think they're better than you and they deserve more. And they actually do think they deserve more. Congress is trying to give themselves a raise.
Members are giving themselves a pay raise. Do you guys deserve a pay raise?
Well, that's news to me. It's good news.
Congress is trying to give themselves a raise to keep up with the cost of living that they caused because they spent so much. Elon Musk says the bill is criminal and anyone who votes for it should be voted out of office. And he has the money to make that happen. Elon blew this bill up all day. He and Vivek were all over it. And it lit a fire under the politicians.
This is a sandwich. I don't know how else to say that. We're being forced into this position.
Swamp's going to swamp, right? We've said we'd do something different. Since we've been given the majority again, we're adding $330 billion in literally totally unpaid for additional deficit spending just since November 5th.
The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, says he had no choice.
Elon and Vivek and I are on a text chain together, and I was explaining to them the background of this. And Vivek and I talked last night about almost midnight. They understand the situation. They said, it's not directed to you, Mr. Speaker, but we don't like the spending. I said, guess what, fellas? I don't either. We got to get this done because here's the key. By doing this, we are clearing the decks, and we are setting up for Trump to come in roaring back with the America First agenda.
Clearing the decks? What does that mean? I don't know what clearing the decks means. They keep saying this is going to stop, and every year they say, this is the last time we're going to do this. And then every year they do it again. And now people aren't too happy with Mike.
Are you already not planning to vote for him?
This solidifies it.
Have any other of your colleagues said that they're not voting for Johnson? Any express?
I've talked to a few, who don't seem like they're going to vote for him. I'll vote for somebody else.
Does it have a strength to reform this institution that is broken? I am not sure, and I haven't seen that. I haven't seen structural reforms that he would do to change this institution. And this is not the way to govern. That's not what the American people elected us to do.
So what are we going to do now? We're going to toss Johnson overboard like they did with McCarthy? Then what? Everyone they make speaker spends money. Do we have to bring back Newt? So guess what just happened? Republicans just scrapped the spending bill and are going to have to pull an all-nighter. They have until Friday at midnight to vote on a new bill, or the government shuts down for Christmas. Now, what does it mean when the government shuts down? I don't know. Everybody goes nuts, and then they rope off national parks so no one can hike.